Hello, it is I once again, Jordan, aka Defcos, One Piece fanboy extraordinaire. I am here today to do, like I did in the last video, um, I'm going to do a review of the latest chapter, which is chapter 1056. 1057 comes out tomorrow, I think. It should come out tomorrow, I believe. So I'll just do a reaction video to that when it drops tomorrow. I meant to do a reaction video to 1056, but for some reason I didn't. It's a long story. I won't get into it. It's a long story, but I meant to do a reaction to 1056. I ended up not doing it, so I'm gonna just review the chapter real quick right now, and then I'm going to do my reread review of volume 29 of One Piece. So that's the plan for this video. So I have the chapter pulled up here. Um, let's check it out. I know I'm late as hell. This chapter came out like 2 weeks ago. Um, but I just didn't get a chance to make a video until now. So I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it now. Um, okay, so the first page is the continuation of the promo for film Red featuring Uta. And I guess she's writing a song, or she's going through the garbage and she pulled out a piece of paper with lyrics on it. Okay, so the chapter cover is pretty cool. We get to see Katakuri and Oven, who are both charging at um, the Germa members. So I guess they're gonna get into a fight. That's pretty cool. Okay, so yeah, so we get to see Raizo and Shinobu, and they're all shriveled up because they got their like life force sucked out by Green Bull. Uh, and Kinemon was away. He was in Kuri the whole time, so he missed the whole thing. But he got to reunite with his wife. Then Carrot is designated as the new ruler of Zoe because Inu and Neko are gonna stay behind in Wano. So I think that's a pretty good choice as far as like what Oda's gonna do with Carrot, because I've never been the biggest fan of Carrot. I know there are a lot of people that like Carrot a lot. I think she's okay, but I never liked her that much. I definitely never really wanted her to join. I know a lot of people want her to join. I never really wanted her to join the Straw Hats. I just don't feel like she's cool enough to be a Straw Hat. Um, but yeah, so I think it's cool that she's gonna go back to Zoe and like carry on the tradition or whatever of being a ruler of Zoe. I think that's a good option for her. I don't mind. I wouldn't mind if she like showed back up later in the story. But I definitely. I mean, she wasn't even that prominent in Zoe. Like that's the thing. Like when Carrot first got introduced, she was pretty prominent. Like she was like in like every chapter, and then as time went on, we saw less and less of Carrot. Um, so yeah, I mean, I was wondering what was going to happen with her, so it's kind of cool to see that this is what was going to happen. Oh yeah, and then Sukiyaki tells Momo and Hiyori that he's who he is. He's their grandfather. Um, oh yeah, Shinobu is all like hot looking now. Like she's all like thin and tall. That's funny. Like I get that it changed her appearance, but how did it like change the like structure of her body? That's what I want to know. And oh yeah, and what's her name? Otama is her apprentice, her like kunoichi apprentice. Oh yeah, and then we get to see Momo, who was looking for the Straw Hats because he wanted to. Well, he was looking for them, and then it turns out that they left, but they left without saying goodbye to him or to Kinemon. Um, and then we cut to Luffy, who's with Kid and Law, and they're deciding on which direction each of them are going to sail after they leave Wano. Um, and it's funny, like they could have gone northeast, which would have been straight ahead, east, which would have been a little bit like at an angle, like at a 90-degree angle or 45-degree angle rather, and then or they could have gone southeast, which is actually like if they make a right. So it's funny. Luffy actually ends up going southeast. He ends up choosing south. Well, he doesn't choose, but they draw straws, and he ends up having to go southeast, and that's like the most indirect route that he could have possibly been able to been like the most indirect route that he could have gone is southeast. So it's funny. It's like it's the end of the story, but he's not even moving forward through the Grand Line at the end here. Law's the one who chose northeast, and that's the most direct route to get to the next. I guess to get to Laugh Tale. And then we get the introduction of the Cross Guild, which is pretty awesome. Buggy and Mihawk and Crocodile have teamed up to make an organization that puts bounties on Marines, which is pretty dope. It's a pretty cool idea. Um, so I guess pirates are gonna start like hunting Marines to get those bounties. Um, that's pretty cool. Oh yeah, and then Kid starts talking about the man marked by flames. Um, I wonder who that is. I wonder if it's a new character or if it's somebody we've met already. Um, and then Yamato says that she's gonna go join up with the Straw Hats because it's time for her to live like Odin did. Um, and that's the chapter. Uh, so yeah, so that was fun. Um, I really like the Cross Guild idea. I think that's so dope. I can't wait to see what's gonna happen with the Cross Guild moving forward. Um, I just can't wait to see what's gonna happen with like the marine bounties and to see Mihawk and Crocodile again and Buggy. I love Buggy. Buggy's one of my favorite characters. Um, and then I want to see how Luffy's going to react to Yamato asking to join. I imagine he's going to accept and be like, "Yes, you can come along," but who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? I feel like we spent too much time building up Yamato to just like not see her anymore after the Wano arc. So I'm pretty sure and her whole like modus operandi is that she wants to be like Odin and like travel and see the world. So um, this is the best way for her to do it. It would be to go with the Straw Hats, and it's the way that makes the most sense. So we've been leading up to it for a while. I can't imagine that Luffy's gonna say no. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the next chapter. That's gonna be tomorrow. I'll do my best to get home from work and do a reaction video and then just upload it right away. Uh, so yeah, so I just wanted to talk about chapter 1056 since I didn't make a video on it. Um, I didn't want to just skip over it like I did last time. This is similar to what I did on my last video. I wanted to talk to just acknowledge the chapter, most recent chapter, since I didn't get a chance to talk about it yet on my channel. Yeah, so now what I'm gonna do is do my reread review of volume 29. Okay, so I'll start with the forward. It says, some people think that hot things have to be eaten while they're hot, or they'll lose their delicious flavor. But surely there are more people who could down their food before eating it. Who cool down their food before eating it. So shouldn't we have a special name for people who can eat piping hot food? How about calling them racy tongues? I envy people like that, so I picked an embarrassing name. Ichiro Oda, 2003. And then there's a note from the editor that says, in Japan, people who can't eat hot foods are said to have nekojita, a cat's tongue. Alright, so we pick up where we left off. Nami is riding around on the waiver. I'm kind of wondering like what they should do. Nami is with Isa and Kanis and Pagaya. Isa's super worried about the other Shandians. Then we cut to Luffy, who's still trapped in the cave that he fell into in the last volume, which actually turns out to not exactly be a cave. Cut to Zoro, cut to Eneru, who comes across a Shandian. Then we cut to Robin, who's fighting Yama, one of Eneru's I guess he's not technically a vassal, but he's like he works under Eneru. He's like the head of the 50 Celestial Warriors or something like that. I forget what they're called, but the 50 guys that work under Eneru. He's like the boss of them. And Robin is fighting him. And she's kind of owning him pretty bad. Yeah, and she like uses her powers to like crash him into a tree. And then he has a bunch of dials on his shirt, like impact dials, and Robin reverses all of them, and then slams him into the tree, so he feels the impact of all the dials on top of the impact of hitting into the tree. And then I thought that this is kind of a memorable panel. This panel here, at least to me, it was. This panel here. That's Robin after defeating him. Oh no, not quite. This is right before she rolls him off the cliff, and then he lands below, and that's when she defeats him. Oh yeah, and then Robin continues her research, like kind of like checking out all the ruins. She arrives at there's this big beanstalk that has a cloud with ruins on it attached to it a little further up. That's where most of this volume takes place, actually. And then Chopper runs into Om and Om's dog, Holly. Om is one of Eneru's vassals, the guy with the sunglasses and the sword. Oh yeah, I put a post-it note here just because we get Rocky is trying to stop Wiper from attacking Inaru because he's too strong. She knows that he's just going to get himself killed. And she says here, she says, the Rumble Rumble fruit is the most powerful devil fruit of the Logia type, and Inaru has its powers. And I was just like, damn, really? Is it really the most powerful Logia? Because it's definitely like one of the most powerful ones. And I think they say that later in the volume. They say, oh yeah, it's one of the most powerful devil fruits. But here, Rocky specifically says it's the most powerful devil fruit. Like number one. And I don't know about that. I mean, I guess that's just her opinion. Or I guess based on her like life experiences, it seems like that's the case. Um, but that got me thinking. I was like, is it really the number one strongest devil fruit? Um, I mean, is it really stronger than like Akainu or like Blackbeard? I don't know. Um, but yeah, so then Zoro is with the bird, the giant I forget what they're called, the South bird or something like that. Their head always points south. And the bird flies away with Zoro's bag, but Zoro latches onto it, so the bird is just flying around the sky with Zoro dangling from the bird. Uh, then we come back to Luffy, who's still trying to get out of the cave he's in. That confused me. I didn't realize he was inside the snake because we don't see him. I don't remember him getting eaten by the snake, but he's inside the snake. I remember him falling through the ground and then being in a cave, but I don't remember him ever getting eaten by the snake. I don't know how he got in the snake. Maybe I'm just remembering wrong, which is weird because I read it not that long ago. But I have shitty memory, so. Um, oh, but Om hits Chopper with an attack. Um, and I think that takes out Chopper for the rest of this volume at least. Um, cut back to Zoro and I mean not Zoro, Luffy, and then there's the snake that comes across Nami and Isa, and Nami and Isa are on the waiver, and they're kind of being chased by the snake. Oh yeah, then Zoro almost gets eaten by the snake because he's being, like I said, he's hanging on to the bird, and then the snake like almost eats him, like right here. Um, then the bird lets go of Zoro, and then he lands right by Wiper and Ganfor and and they're all on the. I think they're at the top of the, not the very top, but they're on the the beanstalk that has the cloud on it with the ruins on it. Yeah, this is a cool double page right here. Wiper and Zoro and and the snake, then Ganfor to the left there. So yeah, so then they all kind of start fighting. Wiper and Zoro. Then Alm's dog starts fighting too, and he actually can walk on 2 feet and do like karate or like hand to hand combat. I had forgotten about that. That's pretty funny. Oh yeah, then we cut back to Robin, who is digging. She's like digging in the cloud, and she realizes that there's a whole area below them, like below, like I guess like underground. Technically, it's like it's below the cloud, and there's like a whole city. It's the city of Shandora, the lost city of gold. Yeah, and then the Inaru's like henchmen show up, and then some more Shandians show up, and then Zoro starts to fight like one on one. Yeah, they're all like fighting each other. I guess it's not like one on one quite yet, because Wiper is still fighting too. And then actually takes out Wiper and Zoro for a little bit. He hits them with like an attack with his weird sword, because his sword is made of something called Iron Cloud, and it can like change shapes and harden. Well, I guess it's always hard, but it can change shapes, and he can use it kind of like as a whip, or he uses it as a wall later on. But he attacks Zoro and Wiper, and like takes them out. Um, oh yeah, and then there's this like barbed wire that I guess I think set up the barbed wire, and like you if you walk on it, it triggers it and like raises up, and so the dog runs around and triggers all the barbed wire and makes a white vein cage, a white vine cage, and that reminded me so much of the bird cage in Dressrosa. I was just like, damn, it's the same thing, just on a smaller scale, I guess, but it's still similar. Oh, and then Inaru shows up, and Rocky shows up, and Inaru shows up right behind Rocky, and she just he just shocks Rocky. Oh yeah, and then Nami and Ganfor and Isa actually get eaten by the snake. Wait, when did that happen? I missed that. Oh, right here, yeah, yeah. They got eaten by the snake, and they meet up with Luffy inside the snake. Yeah, and then Wiper is trying to like get the snake to like throw them back up, I guess, or to cut them open or something, because Ice is in there. Okay, now Zoro starts fighting one on one. Then he hits them with the 108 pound Phoenix. Zoro hits with the 108 pound Phoenix. 108 pound Phoenix. And that's what takes him out. Oh yeah, and then Robin comes across some like scripture that's in the wall in one of the ruins, and it's written in the same language as the poneglyph. Um, and she realizes that there's no gold. They were all looking for the gold, like all the Straw Hats were looking for the gold, and she realized that there's actually no gold there. And then Inaru shows up and talks with Robin. They start talking about the Golden Bell. Um, oh yeah, and then one of the guys that was working for Inaru, who's a Skypian, because he recruited like a bunch of Skypians to work under him and to build the Ark, the giant ship that Inaru has. They were working on that for, I think they said, for like 6 years. And one of the guys, he's all charred up and messed up, and he runs into Canis and Pagaya, and he tells them Inaru's plan. Inaru's plan is to destroy Skypiea by making it crash into the Blue Sea, and then to so I guess that's all he says at this point. But he's gonna literally like kill everybody on the island. Um, and then Pagaya, presumably, I don't know if he's dead, but he gets hit by a big lightning bolt because Inaru senses that the guy is like betraying him, and and anyway, and Pagaya is right next to him, and Inaru's like judgment or whatever, the El Thor just hits on that mark, like hits right where Pagaya and the guy are, and Pagaya pushes Canis out of the way. Um, so Canis is fine, but presumably Pagaya, I forget what happens to him. I don't know if he's dead. He's probably not dead, but he got hit by the lightning bolt. Oh yeah, and then Inaru collapses the cloud that had all the ruins on it that was attached to the beanstalk. Inaru shoots a big lightning bolt right through the middle, and it just collapses, and everybody falls to the ground where the ruins are, and it looks like they fall where Robin and Inaru are, which is further underground. And then Nami and Ganfor, they fall out of the snake. They fall out of the snake's mouth, but Luffy and Isa are still inside the snake. They get left behind. And then Inaru fucking does a El Thor on the snake, chars the snake to a crisp. And Luffy and Isa are still in the snake. Oh yeah, I thought this was a cool, memorable moment when there's six people remaining: Robin, Zoro, Wiper, Ganfor, Inaru, and Nami. Those are the four people that are like that haven't been taken out in some way yet. And I mean, I guess if you don't count Luffy and Isa, um, but Inaru says, "Yeah, my prediction, my prophecy was that there'd be five people remaining after 3 hours, and there's six people here. So that means somebody's got to go. Who's it gonna be?" And then everybody turns to Inaru and says, "You're the one who should disappear." I remembered that moment pretty well. I have forgotten a lot of the Skypiea arc. I mean, I've forgotten a lot of One Piece in general, but in particular the Skypiea arc, like I'm glad I'm rereading it because I had forgotten a lot, like a lot of it. But that particular moment, I remembered. I remembered that panel. I remembered the idea of like the scene. Um, so yeah, I don't know why. I just really like that moment. Okay, then Canis is off to tell everybody about Inaru's plan to destroy Skypiea. And Skypiea, I mean, and Inaru is telling the people he's with, like the five people remaining, that he's telling them about his plan that he wants to destroy the island or the Sky Island, and he wants to live on the land at somewhere called Endless Vars, and he wants to be like the god of that land. It's a land worthy of him. Oh yeah, and then Ganfor is like, "What are you talking about? Like, we're all human here. You're not really a god. You're just a human. There's no such thing as kami." And then Inaru's like, "Yes, I'm the kami." And he takes him out. He takes out Ganfor, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm the kami." Then he takes out Robin with an electric shock. Zoro catches Robin before she falls to the ground. Then he starts fighting Inaru briefly. Wiper shoots him with a burn bazooka. Then he shocks Zoro. But then Wiper lands on Inaru. He like wraps his legs around him, and he's gonna hit him with the second rejectile shock. The thing is, if he does it, it's gonna kill him because that's what rejectiles do. And it's gonna like if Wiper uses the rejectile, it's also gonna kill Wiper, and he's hoping it'll kill Inaru, but it'll definitely kill Wiper. At least that's what we think is gonna happen at this point. But he actually hits some. He has a C prism. He uses C prism. He says his shooter had a C prism on it, so he negated Inaru's powers, and then it hits him with the reject attack, so that he can't like evaporate away or whatever. He can't like teleport away, and he can't like absorb the impact. He has to take it. So he hits him. He hits him with the rejectile attack, and then Inaru uses an electric shock once Wiper lets go of him. Wiper is still standing, by the way, and 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 Inaru just used an electric attack to like restart his heart. And he says, "People do not fear the kami. Fear is the kami." And that is the end of volume 29. Um, yeah, so as usual, love me some One Piece. I'm going to hopefully the new chapter drops tomorrow, and then I can do a reaction video to the new chapter, and then I'll order volume 30. I'm up to volume 30 already. Uh, and I'll do a reread review of that maybe Sunday, depending on when I get the volume. We'll see how it goes. Oh, I have volume 3 of Hunter x Hunter. That's what I'm gonna do next. The next video is gonna be volume 3 of Hunter x Hunter, And then, so I guess I'll do One Piece, I guess maybe next Wednesday. I'll try and do volume 30. So yeah. But anyway, if you indeed watched me talk about One Piece for over a half an hour, thank you very much. Um, yeah, I guess that's it. I will see you in the very near future. Have a good one.